I want to share with you how I achieve 10,000 per month and how I'm also helping my clients to do so too. It's one strategy and it will help improve your lead gen very quickly. The first challenge is that people rely on their existing network and referrals. And those will work for a while, but then eventually they'll run out. And you'll be sitting around waiting and waiting. And so then the next thing is to hire an agency. When you hire an agency, they are not set up to help you. And if you don't have product market fit or have an offer that people want and resonates and your messaging isn't correct, it's not going to work. And it's really a challenge. So I've worked with people who have dumped a lot of money into agencies. And they've wasted 3-6 months and thousands of dollars. So just skip the agency at first. If you can get your lead generation working with the right messaging, the channels, then you can outsource it. And then it'll work great. As I said, some people have trouble with finding their market fit. So, for example, if they get a referral or somebody through their network, they already know them and they have a relationship. So it's super easy to plug into that and build on that. But if you just have a generic, for example, I do sales, how does that help someone? If someone needs a full-time person, they'll go hire that person. But you want to help them on a project basis where you're tuning in to a specific issue. And then you can get on a retainer and you can find other things to help them with. If you are working on LinkedIn, the first thing you need to do is optimize your profile. The city view or the skyline picture isn't going to help at all. Use that real estate to put in a statement or a question that helps the person visiting immediately understand what you're doing. The other thing is that your profile, your about section should be really clear, and you need a calendar link just to make it super easy for people. Some people like to go around and find the free resources and they're looking for the easy button. They don't necessarily want to do it themselves or learn how to do it. This is a game where you need to create a muscle and you need to learn to do it so that you like to do it. And it does bring in leads. I think that that's super important. Everyone is taught that content, creating lots of content, is going to bring you leads. And I do it a different way. I put content at the end because most people need leads and new clients immediately. And founders need new business. So you can invest in content for 3, 6, 9, 12 months. But that's a long time to wait for new business. So some people are making a lot of content and new people aren't reading it and they're not getting leads. So that's another challenge that I can help you with. The last one is time constraints. People think, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do my own prospecting. And they're overwhelmed and frustrated. So in my approach, it doesn't take longer than 2 or 3 hours a week. And you should be able to attract leads and very quickly build up. So for example, it took me 8 months to go from 0 to 10K per month to build my business. Fractional CRO, he did it in 4 months, half the time, to get up to 10K and with 4 clients. So that is a list of sort of the mistakes, and they're going to be in the document that you can read through. The next piece is the strategy of how I do this. And it's fairly simple and straightforward. I will give you the parts here. They'll be in the document. And then you can also, if you want to build on these, definitely I'm happy to work with you. So the LinkedIn profile needs to be optimized. And I have a GPT that you can use to put in your target audience. Who do you want to work with? What KPIs do you measure? What are the business outcomes? And putting in that information, the AI will create something for you to start with. It's a great starting point. It's also painless. Messaging is hard, but that's a great place to start. The next step is inbound. And in LinkedIn, there are people with huge audiences. So if your target audience is 0 to 100 million companies with revenue, and you want to target those, I have a couple of people who have built huge audiences. One has 277,000 people following him. The other has over 100,000. So if you go and participate in those networks, if you comment on those posts, there are people reading all the time. Many of those people have challenges. They want help and they're looking for solutions. If they see someone comment with their specific experience and expertise, they will click through the profile, come over to your LinkedIn profile and say, yes, this person can help me. And you don't have to have posted lots of content. 1 or 2 fresh pieces is good enough. They just want to see that you have credibility. And so you don't need acres and acres of content. So that is called inbound. And those are the warmest leads. Those people want to talk to you and they want to work with you. Last summer, I talked to someone who contacted me that way. And in a half hour, I sold a 4-figure deal that was an ongoing retainer in that half hour. And I started 4 days later. So it's not hard. It's just a matter of inspiring someone by your comments and they'll come over and talk to you. The next part is outbound. So inbound works nicely, but sometimes you need to do outbound too. Outbound is more passive. And the secret to outbound is the search. And the search creates the list because you want to keep that really tighter. And then the type of outbound that I teach is passive. There's no pitch slaps. It's about, hey, do you want to connect? This is what I do. And it's soft. People will connect with you if they see what you do and it resonates, they will ask for a meeting. So when I send 50 connection requests out, I usually get 1 to 2 meetings. The next piece is content. And content is important. I just don't start with it. I just feel like people need leads, they need new business. So once we get that going and we get the messaging figured out, then we can create content. So I have an AI process that allows you to create content that's really unique and personalized to you. And it's really about using the AI for ideation, and it gets to know you. You create a memory. And so by giving it 2 to 3 lines for a post with your idea, it will finish it for you and give you 3 options. I love it. It saves 75% of time. The best thing about it, though, is to outline ideas. Like, give me 10 topics of controversial things around my topic. And the controversial piece is what people love to read. That will really attract people. The other thing is 10 educational topics. So I have a list of these starters that you can explore to get ideas, and then you can build posts from there. So if you create these starting pieces, it's great because then you have content to post for a long time and it takes the pain out of the content. The next thing is events. Some people have complex offers. So for example, I'm working with a finance person and it's hard to describe that really quickly. And so you can do an event on LinkedIn. You can invite your audience. So in outbound, you're building an audience. With the event, you can invite them through a native aspect in LinkedIn and people will click it. They may not come. But the beautiful thing is that event, just putting together the slides, forces you to think about, what am I saying? How does this work? Why does this work? And explaining what it is that you do. So in this document, you'll see some slides that describe inbound, how it works. I also have a slide of my minimum viable product, the MVP that I do. My program I've used for startups, and then I've made it smaller just for LinkedIn. So that is something that is important in doing the event. You'll get to make slides and you'll really, really hone in on your message. Then when you give the event, so for example, in October, I gave the event, 83 signed up, 7 attended, which seems small, and that's fine. But when I did the follow-up, I didn't automate it. I chose to do it, individual personalized messages. That created 10 conversations. So 87, 10 conversations. One of them said, hey, let's have a meeting. And so I had been following, this person had connected to me 1 year ago. I got on the call. He said, hey, we have product market fit now as a founder, as a startup. Send me a proposal for your full services. And so that event activates your followers. They might not be ready when they connect with you, but over time things change, and they connected with you because there was something that caught their eye about maybe working together, but it wasn't the right timing. And so now later, by doing an event, you can activate them. So that is essentially my strategy. I offer training on this. And so if you're stuck on any of the things that I listed, I'm happy to help you with them. I have found that you can do different things and try different things, but if you have a strategy and a focused approach, then it makes it a lot easier, and doing the things, doing them until that they are effective, will slowly build up to bring in the leads that will bring you new clients. And so my goal is to help people to grow their pipeline from 0 to 10K per month. And if you're a fractional person, and I just want you to get that new business so that you can keep moving. And if you're a founder, I work with founders on all channels. And I also help founders with content on LinkedIn to grow your brand, to attract customers, and to essentially grow your business too. So I just started working with a founder in a full-time. I work 10 hours a week with my full services, and pipeline increased 70% over the last month. So I'm excited about that. We're putting my foundations in across inbound, outbound content and events. And it's super exciting. So let me know if I can help you or answer questions on these.